Payment is $5,000 for a one-on-one. That's a steal, bro. I'm in. That's a 5K client close in the DMs without ever hopping on a call. And in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how you can do the same. Because let's be real, most of you suck at closing in the DMs, but getting good at it is the single highest leverage skill you can learn right now to make more money. So here's the plan. I'm gonna break down the 4 ways to start a conversation so people don't leave you on red. Then I'll walk you through my exact 6-question script I use to get prospects to qualify themselves and asking for my help, whether that's hopping on a call or getting them to say yes to my offer right inside the chat. Then finally, at the very end, I'm gonna show you my secret sauce I use that allows me to track all of my leads and their exact problems so it becomes 10 times easier for me to close them. All right, let's dive in. Now, before you can close any clients in the DMs, you first need to start conversations with them, which is literally the hardest part about all of this. And I found there are 4 main ways to start a conversation with warm and even cold leads. So first of all, if you are someone that, let's say, has less than 10,000 followers or isn't getting a bunch of leads to reach out to them for their product or service, what you should be doing right now so you can actually close more clients and so you can have more conversations with people, because conversations will lead to sales, is message your new followers. Because you're probably, if you're posting content right now, you probably are gaining a certain amount of followers every single day, and some of them may be very qualified. So it's literally stupid to not just start a conversation with them so you can open that conversation, see if they have a problem that you can fix, offer a solution, and guess what? They may actually just buy right then and there. Now, here's an easy way to find new followers. So what I want you to do is literally go to your Instagram, go press on this heart icon right here, and then scroll to the top, go to this button that says follows, and you're gonna see everyone who has then followed you. So this is an easy way to categorize them and organize them. And I'm not saying message every single person who follows, because you might think, oh, that's gonna take a lot of work. And obviously, people are lazy, right? Most people are lazy. What I'm saying is just message the most qualified people, or message anyone you think is qualified. For example, for my offer, I help coaches and consultants, right, get more clients through organic marketing and like backend systems. So for example, like this guy at the top here, Top End 369. He's not a qualified lead. I wouldn't mess this guy. He doesn't even have a profile picture, or this person. But this guy right here, Business Invest, like he's verified. Or Tyrell, I could see he has a good profile picture. Eli Castles potentially. And even this person down here, Magnify, I believe. Like all of those people look qualified just based off profile picture, name, and they're also verified. So I'd probably reach out to them. Now the question is, what should you reach out with? Now, I always believe try to reach out with a message that has a high likely chance to actually get a response. So here are 2 that I've seen work pretty well. So what I would usually say, and you could pick either one of these, honestly, just pick whichever one you think resonates with you the best. You could say like, yo name, always mention their name, because that is the word people love more than anything, is literally hearing their name. You want to say, yo name, appreciate the follow. Are you here for whatever type of content you produce? If you're someone that helps people get better at basketball, it's like, hey, are you here to get better at basketball, or are you here, or do you actually want to try to fix whatever problem they're having? Do you want to fix their shooting or something like that? So it's an easy way to kind of open up the conversations to see why even people followed you in the first place, because that's really important to know. If people are just following you just because, hey, I saw one reel, I liked it, whatever, I just shot you a follow, or if they followed you because they want to solve a deep problem, guess what? That opens up the conversation now for you to pitch your offer. So this is a really good message to start off with. Or you can message something like, yo name, thanks for the follow, quick vibe check. What's the one thing you wish, someone in whatever niche you're in would just say out loud? Again, good way just to start open the conversation. And it's a unique question that they don't get asked probably enough about. And it also shows that you care about what they say in their opinion. So here's an example of this template right here being used. Like for my offer, I could say like, yo, Brian, appreciate the follow. Are you here for tips on content? Or are you actually trying to learn how to post content that brings in sales? Like if they're there just for tips on content, then I could see they're not really that serious. So I probably wouldn't put too much effort into the conversation. But if they say they're actually trying to learn how to post content that brings in sales, guess what? They're my exact ideal client. I'm going to make sure I try to respond faster to these conversations, put a little bit more effort in, because to me, they have a problem. They're already qualified. Great. That set the foundation right there. So that's the first way that you could start conversations with people. And just remember this in your head. More open conversations will equal more sales for your business. Just remember that. Now, the second way is actually poll voters, because what you can do is you can put a poll up on your story, and you can see who actually, first of all, votes on your poll and what options they vote on. So for example, let's show this one right here. And I'll show you a poll that I did to see who was just in my target audience or who was following me. So in this, I asked, it seems like everyone is a coach nowadays. I want to see if that's true. What would you classify yourself as? And I gave 3 options: a content creator, business owner, or coach. Now, if they pick coach or business owner, that's more of my ideal client rather than a content creator. But just to show you, basically what you could do is you could take a look at your insights here. And then you could take a look at all the voters who voted like business owner here. I could take a look at people who voted, which one did I go to next? Or did I just show this? Oh yeah, show who's a coach here and then show who's a content creator. But for example, a poll that you can put that can work for your offer right now is like, hey, I'm just wondering, you could put down, I'm trying to create some new content. What do you want me to create content about? Or what's the biggest problem you want me to answer with my content? And then you have all these different options. And then guess what? You know exactly what people are struggling with. And then you can message them about those problems and talk about your solution, which again, could be a digital product, could be your offer or service. So whenever you see someone vote on a poll, again, you can kind of respond to them like this. Hey, saw you voted whatever this option name. Most people who picked that are stuck at this pain point. That you too. And again, easy way just to open up the conversation and get them to respond. Or another one, which I really like doing, if you guys have the time to do, is sending voice notes because it's super personalized when people hear your voice. Now, this is if maybe you don't have like a bunch of leads, because obviously sitting there sending out a bunch of voice notes might take some time. But a good one to say would be like, yo, name, saw that you voted option. What's happening in your life or business right now that made you pick that instead of the other ones? All right. So you're just trying to get an underlying, you're trying to understand the reason why they picked one option over the other. So then you can continue that conversation. So again, just as an example for this, we could say like, hey, saw you voted posting daily. Let's say that was like on one of my options when I said, like how often are you posting online right now? Like let's say they put posting daily. Most people who pick that are stuck thinking posting more will get them more sales. You think that too. And if people say yes, I can kind of try to shift their beliefs and say, hey, you actually don't need to put that much effort in. You just need the right kind of content. And then that could kind of lead to them increasing that curiosity for them and me trying to pitch my offer to them later on down the conversation. Now, the third way you can start conversations with people, and this is one of my favorite, is just lead magnet opt-ins. Because right now, what a lot of people are doing is they're giving out free resources, and then they're basically giving out free resources, then using ManyChat to automatically send that resource to them, and then trying to open that conversation. So here's how to find out how to see anyone that opts into your lead magnets. Because if you ever used ManyChat before, you've probably been like, hey, comment this keyword to get this free resource. But here's an easy way to see exactly the people who commented for that free resource. It's actually inside ManyChat right here. Like all you need to do, let me just put this as one speed so you guys can actually see this properly. All you need to do is go to ManyChat, is put a text box here that says, you know, whatever. It could be like, hey, thanks for commenting. Here's your lead magnet, blah, blah, blah. And then you just put like the website to the lead magnet. And then what you can do, and this is important, this is what not enough people do. What you can do is add what's called an action here. So as you see here, I do next step, actions, and then action here, add a tag. And then I could put the tag, whatever is like the lead magnet name. Because then what I can do inside of ManyChat is I can actually filter for tags. If you guys don't know this, you can see everyone who comments on your stuff or lead magnets in ManyChat, and you can tag those people so then you can easily filter for them. So what I would do right now, if you're someone who is giving out a lead magnet or a free resource and using ManyChat to deliver that lead magnet, is tag everyone who got that lead magnet so then you can respond to them. Or you can try to continue the conversation with them. And what you can do is say something like this. Hey, noticed you grabbed this lead magnet. I built it because this pain point trips everyone up. Did that hit home for you? Or you can do a voice note. Be like, hey, thanks for grabbing this lead magnet. I made it for people stuck at this pain point. Does that sound like where you're at or something else? Okay. So again, just as an example here, we could say, hey, notice you grabbed the content calendar, right? Let's say I was giving people out a free content calendar that they can use for themselves. I built it because guessing what to post keeps most people stuck spinning their wheels. Did that hit home for you? And again, all we're trying to do here is start a conversation with people. That's the only thing we're trying to do, is try to figure out the pain points they have and then try to continue the conversation. Now, the last way you can start conversations with people, and this is the most direct way, is just having a hand raiser, right? Basically being like, hey, I have this thing that can help you with X, Y, or Z. Do you want more info on it, or do you want help with this problem? Like, you're literally just asking them. So an example of a hand raiser post is something like this, where I literally said, hey, next week I'm opening 10 spots for the Valve Creator Inner Circle. This is our exclusive accelerator program designed to help you add an extra 10 to 30K a month to your creator business in 90 days while doing less. Spots are open. But if you want to beat the rush before doors open, reply VC to get the details before anyone sees them. So I'm just letting people know I have a certain amount of spots. I'm going to help people do this thing, which is helping them add an extra 10 to 30K a month. If they're interested, reply with this keyword. And then it's just super simple. Again, these ones are like the most direct, simplest ones. You say, hey, name what's happening in your business or life right now that just made you reach out, right? The goal with the fourth one here, the CTA hand raisers, just try to understand why they reached out in the first place. If they reached out, they'll obviously need help with something. You just need to figure out what that underlying problem is. Now, again, these are the 4 ways that I found that you can consistently start new conversations with people and even reach out to people to start new conversations. Now, again, like I mentioned earlier on, this is the hardest part about closing people DMs, is literally getting them to just respond to that first message. That's the hardest part about all of this. But after they do respond, don't immediately just send them your offer or like invite them to try to book a call, right? Because what you've just done, like, people don't want to be sold to, right? People don't want to feel like they're being sold to. So basically what you want to do is you first want to qualify them, right? Make sure they're actually good for your offer. Like, they can actually afford your offer, or they're your ideal client. If not, you're just wasting your time talking to them. So you want to qualify them through their conversations. You want to then position your offer as their golden solution that will solve whatever problem that you're about to figure out before you even show your offer. And then you want to show your offer or invite them to hop on a call with you. Now, the way I do this is with what I call the 6-question qualification script. So basically, it's 6 questions I use to identify the current struggles they have, uncover their desires, figure out what's stopping them to hitting their goals right now, see how committed they are, and then just see if they want my help. And if they do, I just send an invite, or I send whatever my offer is or whatever the action I want them to take. And this 6-question qualification script is, in my opinion, a easy way to find out who's qualified right away pretty fast. And also, don't feel too salesy, like you're not pushing someone to check out your offer. So let's go through it. So again, after someone basically responds to one of these questions, what you can ask is, hey, so when it comes to whatever, fixing X or fixing this problem, especially because again, a lot of these, we talk about pain points and problems. So what you can just do is say like, hey, when it comes to, fixing this pain problem or trying to hit this desired goal, what feels like the hardest part right now? Now, the reason you want to ask this question is because it opens the door for them to actually share the real pain point they're experiencing deep down inside. Because right now, if you're watching this, you most likely have an offer and kind of the pain points that your offer solves. But if it doesn't resonate with the exact way they say their pain points or they say their problems, a lot of people won't buy. A lot of people, honestly, at the end of the day, will buy thousands of dollars of products or like a high ticket offer if it solves the one major problem they're having right now that they just can't seem to fix. And that's why it's super important to understand where they're currently at and what is their current struggle right now. It also just helps you see if the problem that they have is something your offer can actually solve. Because if it's not, then you're kind of just going to waste your time talking with them. And obviously you don't want to waste your time. You're a business owner. Time is money, But after you figure out what their current struggle is, right? They told you what their current struggle is. Then you just want to transition toward uncovering their desired outcome, which is the thing they want the most, essentially. And that moves us to question number 2. Now, the next question I would ask is like, hey, if you can fix whatever problem they said in question 1, and actually get it working the way you want, what would that mean for you? Now, the reason why this is so important to try to figure out what's their desired outcome, what is the thing they want in the most in the world right now, is because it gets them to paint a future state in their own words. It gets them to start thinking about, the transformation that they could have. And that's super important. Again, that just comes out to like psychology, right? Get people to think about where they could be. And then it also shifts them from problem thinking of thinking, I have this problem, I'm not sure like what to do about it, to possibility thinking. Like we're starting to warm them up and think about what could happen if we solve that problem, which again, we'll go in through later on in this script of basically how we position the offer to basically be the solution that solves that problem. And then it also gives you their exact North Star, which we call it, to later tie back to your offer. Because essentially when you pitch your offer, you're just gonna, again, use the exact words they're saying. Basically at the very end, you'll be like, hey, we have this offer that can solve this exact struggle or problem that you said that will help you get this desired outcome that you said, right? That's the thing that's going to resonate with them with the most at the very end, which will get them most likely to take the action that you want, which is either, again, maybe paying right there in the DMs or even getting them on a call. Then after you uncover their desired outcome, the next step you just want to see is you want to bridge into exploring why don't they already have that desired outcome right now, or why aren't they there yet? So question 3 is all about identifying the roadblocks or what they've already tried. So a good question that you could say here is like, hey, what do you feel has been the biggest thing holding you back from actually getting there? And getting there just means getting that to that desired outcome. Again, the reason why we want to ask a question like this is because it forces them to self-identify the obstacles instead of you guessing what's the reason they haven't hit that goal yet. Because a lot of people, like for example, you might say, hey, the reason you're not at that goal is because, I've noticed in your profile, you're not doing this, this, and this. But for someone else, they might not think about that and they'd be like, oh, well, the reason why I think I'm not getting there is because I just don't have enough time. And that right there, you're using their own words. You would have fuck that up, right? If you're just trying to guess what they're going through or guessing their struggles, get them to tell you exactly what they tried, get them to tell you the obstacles they're facing, so then you can use their own words against them. Because that's usually literally how you close in the DMs. Use their own words against them, right? You want to target their pain points, their solutions, their desires exactly the way they describe it, because they're going to feel heard and they're going to be like, oh, this guy, basically, he understands my situation completely and he has the perfect thing that can help solve me. And that's how you get 5K clients closing the DMs, by the way, by doing that. But this is, again, super important question. And then once they share what roadblocks they've gone through or what they feel like their obstacles are at the moment, the reason why they haven't gone to that desired outcome yet, you just want to figure out how serious are they into actually fixing those obstacles right now so they can get to that desired outcome. And question 4 is just all about the commitment check. It's just seeing, are they willing to do something right now about it? So the question you can ask here is like, hey, if that roadblock that they said, let's say the roadblock again was time. Let's say if time wasn't in your way anymore, like let's say you had all the time in the world, how serious would you be about fixing it and actually hitting the desired outcome you want, like hitting like 10K per month? And then if they say they're super serious right now, like they want to get started, like they want to get this fixed right away, perfect. Then they're actually ready for help, because the reason you ask this question is to reveal if they're ready for help right now. Like if people say like, oh, like if that roadblock was in the way, I would still have this, this, and this, or I'm still not sure, then you probably know they're not ready to pay right then and there. Like you already know that because they're not super committed. The goal here is to help them self-identify with themselves that they are super committed to getting this problem and roadblock solved so they can hit that desired outcome as soon as possible. Because if you can get them to commit to that, then basically the objection of like, oh, you know what, I don't want to do this right now, I want to do this later, gets thrown out the window, because you're like, well, hey, you said you were super serious right now to do it. What changed? Like, what's the problem here? And then that gets you to figure out what the actual problem is. So after we figure out, are they super committed? It's like, great, you said you're super committed to this. The next question is just simply ask if they actually want help. So like a question I can ask is like, hey, sounds like this matters to you. Do you want some help actually fixing, again, the pain point which you found in question 1 here? Do you actually want to fix that pain point so you can hit desired outcome faster than the desired outcome you got in question 2? Again, super important why we ask these 2 questions, because we're going to use their exact terminology later. And literally how I write this question is basically using the exact words they said. So then they understand it completely and it's super relatable to them, and it aligns more with how they talk and how they think. And the reason why I just ask people if they want help is because, again, it feels like a soft offer. You're not pitching, you're not hard selling. I'm not a hard selly kind of guy, honestly. It just like, it lets them opt in for your offer and for your help without you forcing it on it. Because if they opt in, they're like, sure, I would love some help. Perfect. It is the perfect leeway now into question number 6, which is the last question, which is just inviting them to take an action. So for example, for most of you, you're probably trying to get people on a call right now. So what you can say is like, hey, cool. Instead of me sending you like a wall of info about how we can help you, why don't you just jump on like a quick call? That way I can walk you through it and answer your questions directly, which would be perfect. Now, what I do usually right now is I don't even get people on a sales call. I send them to what I call a private invite doc that has all the info about my offer, just because I don't really like doing sales calls and I don't really need to do them right now. So what I usually do is when someone asks like, actually here, perfect example that I have down here is like, I said, nice, that's totally doable. Just want to say, even though you're not there yet, I do think you have what it takes. Would you like some help with this? Question 5, asking if they want help. He says, thanks. Yes, definitely. Great. I'm currently helping business owners get to and scale past 10K per month inside my inner circle. Watch this video. It has all the details. So now I'm inviting them to check out this video, right? And then I just ask, hey, let me know if you're in or if you have any questions. Cool. And he's like, of course. Thanks, man. Okay. So using this 6-question qualification script, again, this will help you identify if they are actually qualified for your offer. It basically positions your offer as the thing that can help them. And it's not a salesy thing. Like, it feels natural. It's just like, hey, at the very end, once you understand that they're super committed, that they have these problems, that they've already tried things before, it perfectly sets it up to be like, hey, do you want some help? Yes? Okay, perfect. Let's hop on a call or check out this video. It has all the details about how we can help you. Super easy way to then close people in the DMs. Now, like I said at the very beginning of this video, I have a secret sauce that I use that has actually helped me close a lot of people in the DMs that really a lot of people don't have and a lot of people don't use. And my secret sauce is actually this ManyChat automation right here that I use whenever I'm giving out like a lead magnet opt-in or even using like poll voters or even when someone responds like a CTA. Now, what this automation does right here, it follows up with everyone who doesn't respond. It tags every single person so I know their exact problems. And in that way, I can continue messaging with them. And so I really never lose a lead because I'm at a point where I get so many conversations per day where I can talk with everyone, but that's just going to take way too much time. And like I have a setter as well, and it's just going to take too much of their time as well. So the goal is use this automation to basically filter people, figure out what are their exact problems, tag them. So then when I or a setter goes in to start to talk with them, we already know their exact problems. They're already tracked and we keep messaging them. And then even if they don't respond, guess what? We have automatic follow-ups to keep messaging them. Because a lot of people, you message them once, they might not respond. You message them twice, they might not respond. You message them 3 times, they might finally respond. You need to do follow-ups. Like in this game of DMs, you need to do follow-ups if you actually want to close people as well. Now, what I can give you is my secret sauce number 2, and this is a thank you just for staying until the end of the video, which is my custom GPT I built, which is a DM responder helper. So essentially, if you're talking with someone in the DMs, like a potential client or prospect, and you don't know, for example, how to transition the conversation, or you just have no idea what to say next, all you need to do is just upload a screenshot of your convo, and this GPT will actually give you the next message you should send. All right. So again, I've had many times where I just had no idea how to transition the convo or what to say. And I built this to basically help with that exact problem. So if you're interested in trying this out, just click the description in the DM and you can check it out there. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.